And welcome back, one and all, welcome back to Alpha Polaris. Okay, so now I've figured out this puzzle, it's not too bad. I was barking up the complete wrong tree thinking we had to replace this fuse. Especially as it says B2 is nothing to do with the generator, it's the machinery inside. If you go into the lab and actually look what B2 corresponds to, it corresponds to the water pump. Okay? So the problem was this valve was not turned on and thus wasn't sending precious petrol to the generator. So now that's done, we just need to restart it and then everything kicks back off. Now let's see if I can remember how I did this before. And I think it's this. You open out the choke. Now, come on, I've got to figure this out. Right, okay. I think I did it all a bit too soon there. You got to listen to the engine. The problem is this ambient sort of crap is getting in the way of it. And there we go, finally got the right bloody combination. I'll probably have to just edit that. God's sake. Right, it's all running fine now. Whew. You need to get back to Nova. The power is back on, and then everything goes a bit weird from here on out. I can't keep saying it's getting weird. The whole game's been weird.
Alistair! The generator's running again. Stop shooting! It's me!
You did something to her! What did you do?
Do what? Do what?
I found what was left of her in the corridor. The blood.
Nova? What happened to her?
I could have stopped you before, but I saw you killing her in my dreams. I hate them. The nightmares. I hate them!
Tell me what's happened to Nova!
No. I won't listen to your lies anymore. It all ends here. You'll freeze to death, devil.
Ah, the gratitude of some people.
Did I really do something to her? No. That's just something that creature wants me to think. Anyway, it doesn't matter anymore. The temperature is very low. I either let Alistair shoot me, or I freeze to death. Al? Stop! Al! Alistair! Nova is here! Alistair! Al is behind this!
Okay, now we're back on track and we are locked out of the facility. Al is alive, Nova's alive, Rich Guy has gone insane. Now there are a couple of bits and pieces we are going to need to get back in. First things first, the crampons. Tully's blood still in the snow. And number 2 is going to be this pole syringe that we left here right at the beginning of the game. Come on, a bit quicker. You're worried about your semi-girlfriend in there, and you're walking. This is just like bloody the guy from Orion Conspiracy wandering around at a snail's pace when the bloody whole station's at risk. Okay, now I think we have a... No, we don't. Okay. Separate the two out, we have an empty syringe. This will all make sense in a minute. Okay, there's an antifreeze pipe. We need some antifreeze. Which we now have. Okay, now we need to get on top of the building. Why? There's a hatch just there, but we can't go up this because it's too slippery. Unless, of course, we're wearing the crampons. Logic! Although I'm not entirely sure it works the way the game's about to when it comes with antifreeze. Okay, put those on. Okay. it's frozen shut. Now, according to the game, antifreeze placed on water will unfreeze it. Now, I'm sorry, the best of my sort of knowledge, antifreeze is added to water to raise the consistency, the ratios, to a point where the water will not freeze. Therefore, antifreeze by itself surely will just be placed on top of water and that won't melt anything. Someone prove me wrong, or disagree with me, please. If not, I'm going to assume I'm right. Let's get back in. Okay, next slight problem. Number 1, and I'm going to mention this now. On the Russian cover of the game, which I've been using as my thumbnail, it shows Rune with a fire axe. There is no fire axe that I can pick up in this game. Misnomer number 1. Tisk tisk. Okay, so Rich Boy is wandering around with a gun. Now we need to, if we basically try and go out of either of these doors, he could be behind any one of them and shoot us dead. The game doesn't allow us to do that, which is a shame, because it could have done with a couple of Sierra-style death animations. But we need to do this. Okay, we are now hiding behind these boxes. Now we need to make a loud noise to draw a rich guy out. And I've just pressed on the wrong thing. Yes, hide up there again, please. Throw this here wrench, which we just picked up from the tools, and throw it through the window. And this will result in the greatest death by mountain equipment I've ever seen.
I know your schemes, Knutson. Try to fucking come in and I'll kill you.
Have you ever seen anyone murdered by a pair of crampons before? Neither have I until I watched this. That must have hurt. But he is indeed dead, so Rune has actually killed someone. And that's actually definite this time. Okay, next things. We need to go to... Next things? We need to go to the lab. 2 things. Crumpled bit of paper. Symbols from the hide. Al must have dropped this. And we actually have to translate these, which is a slight problem. Okay. Symbol 1. Now, that looks like the crevasse, but you can put in cave or crevasse. I can't spell crevasse, so I'm not going to try. So we've got crevasse, unknown symbol, Inuit. Not sure about that one. I'm pretty sure that's Wendigo. Hang on. East Island tribe. Shaman throne Boreas Wendigos up here. So it's just this symbol here. Now, considering how the cave was, I think... Can we put human sacrifice, or does it actually have to be... heart? Yeah, there we go. Depicts a human, that is for sure, but there's something else. Oh, sorry. And then, of course, it's blacked out the middle part of it, so we will say heart. Crevasse, heart, the last or first symbols. A human sacrifice. Where's Nova? Okay. Now we will answer that in a minute. There is the fuse from B2. Why would Al take the fuse out from B2? B2, as mentioned earlier, is the water pump. So, if we then put... and I think it's this. The water melting well. This is the only place I can think of. And there's a radiator and a pump down there. So how do we get down there? We go down the stairs. And, yeah, Tully. He's missing something. Yeah, well, I wouldn't say even his hands, his forearms have been cut off. Okay, so here's the lid to the pump. He can't lift it with his bare hands. Meat hook. Pump lid. Right, let's do endgame. Sit back and enjoy. Oh god, he's not even wearing a shirt.
Al, I know what you're trying to do.
I figured you'd understand sooner or later. That's why I had to come down here yesterday. In my dream, I saw behind the veil of the sky. I saw the truth.
All I see here is murder and wickedness. The Wendigo has put you under its spell.
It stems from the wickedness of the modern world. We rape the Arctic and offer nothing in return, like the Tunajik did. That's why he spoke to me. He chose me. Me, an oil company prospector. What a sense of irony.
That idol is a collection of cannibalized and murdered bodies. How can you say it will save the Arctic?
He'll take form through them. After the last rite, he'll cross the veil of the sky and walk on the earth once again. All that's missing is a heart.
No! I'm taking Nova with me right now.
Think of what you're doing. This is your chance to save the polar bears.
You're talking about murdering people, you sick fuck! Get back!
Very well. You'll have my heart.
You want to follow that thing to hell?
I'm just a vessel.
In all honesty, if you had really wanted to work the Wendigo, you could have just given him your heart in the first place. But who am I to argue? And this does sort of throw out my theory that they all could have gone mad and this was all a dream. But, oh well. So yeah, we have that. The Wendigo's real. And the lift falls down, breaking the ice, and of course they fall into it. Bye bye Wendigo, bye bye Al.
Are you ready?
In a minute. I just need to say goodbye to this place. You know, Thule's hundreds of miles away.
Yeah. A lot can happen on the way there.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the game. Our sort of heroes ride off into the sunset, and that's it. I can imagine the ride home. Ah, the polar bears are okay. So yeah, whatever happened to Alistair? Oh yeah, I killed him. What? And then we go from there. It's not a bad game. It's, in many regards, it's very easy in comparison to a lot of the older point and clicks that I'm used to playing. But it was quite fun. It wasn't ridiculous. The puzzles weren't really obtuse. And the story weren't bad. I mean, I would have preferred it if it had been a bit more madness rather than actually being something evil. But either way. Now, from what I understand, this is the studio's first game. And whether or not they're going to make anything else really depends on how well this did. And to be honest, you can't actually seem to buy it anymore. The only real link for it, I believe, you can buy it from Amazon, but there's no digital way of buying it. They did have a deal with Adventure Gamers, but that seems to have now gone from their site. So, as a story, I liked it. As a game, I liked it. And I'd quite happily play more modern 3D games, because luckily this is from the point where Adventure Games had gone out of their slump and were starting to improve again. Now you could sort of argue there was a lot of hand holding there, especially with the hotspot sort of mechanic, but sod it, come on. Considering, good game. And that's really all we have to say about it. So, thanks for watching, gonna let the credits roll, and I'll see you next time.